Hi golfers, Nick here for Nick Taylor Golf. It's Friday, so welcome to another lesson on golf tips. This week on Golf Tips, we're going to talk about transformation from a golfer push slicing the golf ball to drawing the golf ball. Very simple tip, and I see this day in, day out in the Bay and around the world. Golfers that struggle with releasing the club through the golf ball because they bend their arms too much. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at this golfer's swing and the transformation she made and some drills to help you golfers out there play better golf. Face just after impact and where it comes through in the follow through. So the feeling was, first up golfers, we're just going to discuss the club face here. We're going to take a look at this from the side view. So as the golfer hits through, you can see the club face is opening in the follow through and into the exit here. You see this from the side view camera. So as I go through, the club face is staying open and open and open. You can also see how the left elbow starts popping out on the follow through as well. So on the right hand side, we've got the after swing, and you'll see a big difference here in the club face as it goes through impacts and into the exit. You also notice how you don't see the elbow coming out as much as well. So the way she moved through the ball was very different. You also notice a difference here in the legs and the body position as she goes through into the exit. So first of all, we're going to talk about what she did wrong, and then we're going to talk about kind of how you can fix it and how we made that change. So first of all, I'm going to hit a shot here, so I'm going to try and replicate this golfer's follow through. So the club face was quite open, the elbow was showing in the follow through, and then we're going to take a look at the front view in a second. So this is kind of what was happening, and the shots were kind of pushing out to the right. So let's see what happens here. So you can see here a lot of side spin to the right. The club face was about 6 degrees open. I hit that slightly from the toe, as you can see on the data there, so slightly on the toe. I hit down on the ball, but I was out to in with an open face. Now we're going to take a look at this from the face-on camera. So from the face-on camera, as the golfer moves through impact here, you'll see how these elbows are pulling apart, and this affects how the hands release through the impact area and just after into the follow-through. So as the golfer goes through, you can see the elbows pulling apart. We saw how the face stayed open from the side view camera. Now in the after swing, you'll see how the arms are a lot straighter, and this allows the forearms to naturally kind of rotate through the ball. Also notice the difference here in a kind of lower body position with her legs are a bit straighter and her chest is leaning back a little bit. So we could see the difference there from the side view with the club face. Now from the front view, you see a big difference here in the arms and the hands as she rotates through the golf ball. So if you're able to keep these arms straighter together, it's much easier to have a natural kind of rotation of the club face or release of the club face as you hit through the golf ball. If I start bending these arms, start flexing them, pulling them apart, you see how this face stays open. This is a big problem. Not only we can see how it leads to the face being open, it leads to kind of the toe strikes as the arms bend, it also leads to a more out to in path. Now if I try and replicate kind of the after swing here. So in this after swing here, the important thing information I gave the student was to keep the arms together, let them naturally rotate and extend the legs and bend backwards with the body. This is hugely important. The finish position is so key. If you go through into the finish and keep the legs bent, the arms bending, the chest down, there's no space to keep these arms straight, and that's where that face will kind of open up as it comes through the golf ball. If you're able to extend the legs, bend the chest back, this gives you more space to keep your arms straight. And if you can keep your arms straight, much easier to allow the club and the arms to rotate better through the golf ball. So the after drill here was a very simple instruction really, just to push the hips forward, keep the head back, bend backwards, let the arms naturally rotate through the golf ball. And you can see the difference in the club face, you can see the difference with the arms here as well. So if I try and replicate the kind of after swing here, as I went through, you can see that ball now drawing to the left. So big difference on that was the club path, the club face. So I may have did that a little bit too much. So the path was 5 degrees into out, the face was 7 degrees closed. So that's probably a good result on the first shot that you hit. If you can get that face more closed, that's really going to help. Let's take a look now at the difference between my swing when I replicated this drill that this golfer was doing. So on the left hand side, this is the slice swing with the open face and the bent arms. On the right is the better swing and the more closed face. So as I went back there, very similar kind of backswing. Difference being between these two videos is in the slice swing I kind of bend more down because my arms are bending, I'm kind of reaching for the ball here. And as I come down, my chest is more forward. That also, when I start bending these arms, it starts pulling the club, and the more my chest goes down and forward, it starts pulling it across the golf ball. So I tend to swing more out to in. When you keep your chest down and bend your arms, that path's going to move more outside, and obviously keep that face more open as you hit through the golf ball. We can see that from the side view here, where the club path is very different coming through the ball. You start to see the elbow in the exit. You can see the face is more open as well. So in that after swing, big difference. Okay, so the feeling was to kind of push the hips forward, bend back with the chest, keep the arms together, let them naturally rotate. And we always use these checkpoints on the video. We look at the club face just after impact and where it comes through in the follow through. So the feeling was to, in the follow through here, have that club face pointing more to the left and hips forward, arms straight and chest back to give you space to keep the arms straight. That's so important. How you move your body through the ball can really dictate what happens to these arms and that club face. So hopefully that video helps, guys. It helped this golfer here, made a big difference to her shots. So good luck with the practice, guys. If you've got any questions on that, post them in the box below. If you don't already, please follow me on my other social media platforms, and I'll see you again next week for another video.